What is going on? Welcome to Greggles TV. This video is all about why you won't buy a folding phone. I'll just relate it to a Galaxy Z Fold 7 because I think in general, a lot of the things that people don't like about folding phones, have it be a Galaxy phone or a Pixel Fold or a OnePlus Open or some other folding phone, are the same reasons why they don't buy it for whoever makes it. And that's why I'll just call it Galaxy Z Fold 7. Now, these are reasons why you guys won't buy one or have bought one and are going back to the dark side, the slab side. So JK Nesmic is saying durability mostly. I can't imagine having a foldable for more than 2 years. I'm trading in my Flip 6 the moment the S25 series comes out. I mean, I totally know what he means by that. I'm assuming it's a guy. S25 series, it's like when I hold my S24, there is something about it that feels faster than all my phones. And there's something also that just feels more like it's gonna last. And I have had folding phones forever, and they broke in the first couple of years, few years. They've been great for the Fold 6, like amazing. So that's why I wouldn't really want to switch it up. So I think durability is a lot better than it has been. But at the same time, I understand why people might want to just go back to a slab phone to not really have to worry about anything, because the more you can fold and flip and move things, the more stuff could go wrong. But that's why I always mention get the insurance plan. Next up would be VT saying just money, and same thing with A Money saying price, A Many. I understand that these things are expensive. They need to come down in price so that people can actively feel like they can afford it or feel like they're not being taken by a lot of money. They're expensive. They really, really are. And they end up being almost double the cost of a regular phone. But when you factor in you can get a trade-in, when you factor in that they give you a deal or they give you free stuff, it's usually not that much more than a regular phone, depending. So yes, price is a lot when you look at it. I haven't seen like, $1,800, $1,900, $2,000 plus on these phones. But at the same time, not that bad. Again, if you factor in some of the things that are given to you with trade-ins, free gifts and price deductions. Mr. Kizu is saying a small outer display. I don't care how bulky or heavy the phone will be. Just give me a huge outer display. That is true. We're gonna see that more we should see it way more. With the Z Fold 7 should be more apt to being a regular phone. The Pixel Fold 2 has a bigger outside display, so did the One. And then also the OnePlus Open had a regular size display. So, that is changing. So that is something you look forward to being different. Rad Piano, the little things like the lack of a 12 megapixel selfie camera as in the S23-24 series, and their usual lack of groundbreaking specs such as Gorilla Glass Armor, not even talking about the rear camera system being different from the Ultra model. So he wants a better selfie camera. And I guess I'd have to say that, yeah, the selfie camera is maybe not as good as you can get on an S24 Ultra or something like that, but it's still pretty good on there. I don't look at the front display, at least this one, being terrible. This one is terrible. Definitely, I wish they would change that and just let us see the camera like they do with the regular Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, where that has a camera not under the display but on top of it. Chaos Wave saying the cameras, and again, totally true. The cameras are never as good on these phones as they are on other phones. The Special Edition pretty much was, but the other phones from the other Galaxy Z Fold line and from the Pixel phones and from OnePlus, they haven't been as good as their regular slab phones. I don't know if we're gonna see that this year. I think they continually get better, but them being the best that they have to offer like they do on the Ultra phones or some of these other companies' Pro phones, probably not going to happen due to cost and size, and they want to get these things lighter and thinner and less expensive. Nick is saying S Pen integration and size when folded needs to be the S Ultra 25 size. Yeah, it would be cool if the S Pen was integrated, but as you know, they're getting these things thinner. They have no place to put the pen unless they completely change the pen and it's really, really thin. But other than that, yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that, unfortunately, so probably would be a reason why you wouldn't buy it if you need that integration of the S Pen. But size, yeah, I think size obviously will be changing and getting bigger and thinner as time goes on, like we'll see with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Infinite Light says have to be way more careful than a slab phone. One drop while the phone is open and it could be the end. He's totally right. There's more moving parts. It's not as durable as a slab phone, but it's also not as exciting as the slab phones aren't as exciting as a folding phone, at least in my eyes. So, you know, there's trade-off. Nothing's perfect in this world, and, you know, this isn't either. So yeah, I agree. You do have to be more careful with it, but again, I'm gonna reiterate, get the insurance with the phone. Regi PSM says, small outer display, borders of inner display, not optimized for apps and quality in question. Yeah, sometimes the apps do look a little bit weird on the bigger display. They're not always perfectly ratioed. And even if you do change the ratio, it's like, why should I have to do that? Should be smart enough to just automatically change it. But that's the good thing about having the outside display is you can close the phone and then it will look normal. But I run into that sometimes. I'd probably say about over 90% of the apps are perfectly fine looking and work great. There is the time I have to close it and use the outside display though. That does happen. Sleepy Windex says Z Fold 6 Special Edition not being in the US. I agree, it would have been nice to see that special edition come out to the US and other parts of the world and give us the option of getting the best of the best that they have to offer. But like I said in the past, and what we've been seeing with the Z Fold 7 rumors lately, it looks like it really is almost a Z Fold 6 Special Edition in a lot of ways, but probably with S Pen support, unlike the Z Fold 6 Special Edition. So bigger displays, better cameras potentially, faster charging, we might see, obviously with the wireless. There's gonna be some cool things. New York's Finest makes a good point. He bought the Mix Fold 2, which a lot of people love, but he says, love the phone and the screen, but not fully compatible with Android Auto and Tap and Pay. Now it's collecting dust. Yeah, there's a caveat to buying these foreign phones. Sometimes the Google Pay or Samsung Wallet or whatever phone you bought doesn't, the payment systems don't work. And then also the ability to not have to use, you can't use Android Auto because it's not compatible. Sometimes you lose software features that you use every day you just don't think about when you buy these foreign folding phones. So that's why we really need these, the current folding phones that we get here to really be the best that they can be. So we don't even want to import those devices. Sustainable User says price, only 1 year warranty. Battery, better get 4 years on hardware except screen as they're expensive. In-device SD card slot, silicon, carbon battery tech, crease and fold. So he's asking for a lot, but I agree. I think having either a 2-year warranty covering everything about the device included when you buy it would probably put a lot of people's fears at bay. I think that would be the biggest thing. Obviously expense and some of the other things are really important, but just pulling one thing out of this, I think having a 2-year all included warranty. If you break it, if it breaks, it's covered for 2 years. 4 years is a bit much, but having that would really sell or give people more peace of mind, especially if they tell you it's included and they really promote that. Meligan 1 says the price, the hinge, the crease, small outside screen, fragile inner screen, small battery. The two things I would take from that, yes, the battery is small. They really got to throw bigger batteries in here so we get way better battery life. Also the hinge, people he's concerned with the hinge. I think that's been mightily upgraded over the last couple of years. I don't worry about the hinge at all, but I guess it is something to worry about, obviously, for some people. If you haven't used one in a while, I think you'd be surprised how great the hinges are now on these phones. But the smaller battery, yeah, dude, make these things bigger. We gotta have bigger batteries, especially if you're able to make 8-inch plus displays. You should be able to put a much bigger battery. Dante saying sand, that's right. It would be nice if these had dust and water resistance. They have water resistance, but no dust resistance. And sand is a killer for these phones. You really gotta be careful if you bring this to the beach. Don't lay it on the ground or anything like that. It could be the end of your phone. And at that point, hopefully you have insurance. But yeah, sand is very dangerous for foldable phones. And then I'll put a little positive one. So Black Car says, nothing, I've had my Z Fold 5 since launch. The myth about durability needs to die. I've dropped my phone countless times with no damage thus far. I was smart enough to get insurance through Samsung just in case, but the Fold 5 is solid. He's right, Fold 5 is great. Fold 6 is great too in terms of durability. So I think durability has really been improved. It's not perfect, but it's much improved. Me too, I've dropped my phone a bunch of times with a really thin case at times as well. And these phones are a lot more durable than they ever have been, but still, if I was gonna drop my folding phone or my slab phone, I would much rather drop my slab phone. I feel much more safe about that being okay at the end of the day. Let me know your thoughts. Why don't you buy a folding phone, or why do you buy one? Let us know either way. Thanks for watching, have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.